Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little bit of a different video. I know I usually do outfit type videos, but today we have something different. So I'm going to be taking you guys through and explaining what my fitness goals are, what I changed in my workout, what my new workout is, why I'm on creatine, what creatine is, all those things. So we're going to be diving into all of that in today's video. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these. And yeah, let's get on to the video. So I am going to be talking through the reasoning behind changing my workout, why I changed my workout, what it is, and then I also filmed and recorded my workouts for you guys so you can actually see what I'm doing. And I'll have it in the description box down below, as well as I will be going into what creatine is and all of that stuff in this video as well. I changed my workout about a week ago now, I think it was the 28th of September that I changed my workout. I did the workout that I was doing before, like the workout split I was doing before, for like 6 or 7 months, which is a very long time to be doing a workout plan. Probably should have switched it around 4 months, but I got lazy and I just started adding stuff to it instead of completely changing it. And then I was getting bored and I was getting weaker and I found I was plateauing. Also, I had upped cardio, which that takes away from muscle strength and stuff like that, because if you're doing 30-40 minutes of cardio every day, it's depleting your body of energy stores, which lots of the time your body will take from muscle first before fat. So muscle gains will be less when you're doing a bunch of cardio. That's just how it is. So I wanted to get leaner and I did from doing cardio, but now I want to gain more muscle again so that when I lean out next time, and go back to what my natural body state is, if that makes sense, I'll have even more muscle, because I'm wanting to gain more muscle in my quads. I want to gain strength in my abdominals and my arms and my upper body, as well as my legs. I just overall feel not super strong right now, which I want to feel strong and I want to feel really, like, I don't know, there's something about feeling really strong when you're lifting in the gym. I love that feeling, and it's been a while, so we changed up the workout. So what I'm doing is I have a day 1 and a day 2 workout. I'm not splitting it between upper body and lower body this time. I'm just doing a combination of a few different exercises. I think there's 4 for each day, and then I do the same ab workout both days. So basically every day I go to the gym, I do the same ab workout every single time, because my biggest goal is to get more muscle in my core, as well as a stronger, stable core, because I do have hyperlordosis. If you don't know what that is, I'll try and find a picture and pop it on the screen here, or I'll link an article down below. But it's basically when your pelvis is tilted anteriorly and then you've got weak abdominals and your hamstrings are weak, your quads are pulling. There's a whole muscular imbalance with hyperlordosis, and one of the biggest things is core stability, so I need to work on that. It has improved a lot actually. My hyperlordosis used to be even worse before I even went to the gym. It was absolutely terrible. So it has improved, but we could use some extra improvements. So that's what we're focusing on, as well as just overall strength. I want to gain more muscle, blah blah. I've said that already. So I'll tell you guys what my workout consists of. So I'll go through day 1 first. So day 1 is back squat, 5 sets, 10 reps with a 1-minute rest in between. All of the exercises I am doing are pretty much 5 sets, 10 reps, and 1 minute rest in between. The reason why is because the 1-minute rest keeps your heart rate up, as well as it pushes your body in a different way than if you take like a couple-minute rest in between each set. It is absolutely so hard for me right now to stick to that 1-minute rest. I set a timer on my phone. Sometimes I do 1:30, maximum 2 minutes right now. I'm trying not to let myself slide that much, because I want to be able to do that 1-minute rest and be able to get through all of those sets and not feel sick. So right now I feel kind of nauseous when I do that, but that's because I'm pushing myself and it's new and it's really difficult. So that will go away with time. I remember when I first started a while back on a workout program that was kind of similar to this but not as intense, I felt really sick for the first couple weeks when you're at the gym because I was pushing myself. That's when I know I'm pushing myself with a new workout like this, is if I feel like kind of nauseous, kind of sick. Not in a bad way, I've never actually thrown up, but it's a good time. So yeah, I do back squat. I'm trying to go heavy right now. Obviously I'm starting from lighter because I haven't gained any muscle yet. So right now I think I used 245s on each side. I'm hoping my goal is to be able to do 2 plates by the end of this. We will see. I'm making myself accountable here. I'm saying it to you guys. Hello, hi. I am going to try to squat 2 plates for 5 sets, 10 reps by the end of this program. So yeah, that's the first exercise. And then the second sorry, they're on my phone, that's why, because I'm not used to this workout yet, so I can't just be like, yeah, I'm doing this and this, because my brain doesn't work like that. Okay, and it's also all color coded. It's cute, okay. So next is the Landmine straight arm rotation. This exercise is extremely difficult for me. It's very new. This is the first time I've ever done it. So basically you take the barbell attached to the landmine and you rotate with your arms above like a rainbow, and you keep your core tight and engaged, and you can move your lower body a little bit. It's easier if you push with your lower body, but I'm trying to minimize that as much as possible and just use my upper body for this exercise. And again, 5 sets, 10 reps, 1 minute rest in between. I usually just do the bar to start and then maybe add a 10-pound if I can, but depends on the day. So far it's been a bit difficult to add that 10 pounds, so I'm just leaving it. I just want to make sure that I can get through all 10 reps. And the last 2 should be a bit of a struggle, but if I add too much weight on, I can tell right away because it feels way too difficult for the first 3 reps, and I'm like, there's no way I can do 10. So then you have to drop the weight. It's all trial and error right now because it's new, but yes, that's what happens when you change your workout. So next exercise is front squat push press. This guy is a doozy. Really difficult for me right now. All of these exercises honestly are pretty difficult for me. This is again first time I've ever done this. So right now I'm just doing front squat into a push press. So what you do is you front squat with the bar. I'll have the clip on the screen here, and then you squat down and then you explode up and push the bar with your upper body and then bring it back down. Do the same thing. The explosion from your legs helps you bring the bar up, because that's how you're able to add more weight on, is the combination of the movements together makes it easier to lift it above your head. If I was just doing a straight shoulder press with, I honestly don't think I could even do the barbell, like maybe for a 6 rep, but no way I could do it for 10. So yeah, that's that. Next exercise is pull-ups. So with a pull-up, that's when your grip is wide, and then a chin-up is close grip. The difference is not too much, but honestly, I have such a hard time doing pull-ups versus chin-ups. They're both difficult for me, but pull-ups are definitely harder. So pull-ups are more lats, and then chin-ups add in biceps, but they're both still recruiting very similar muscle groups. All the scapular stabilizers around your shoulder, into your lats, into the mid-back, rhomboids, all that. But the pull-up is more lat focused because it's wide grip, just like close grip versus wide grip. Rows, very similar muscle recruitment. So I'm doing those assisted right now because I cannot do this by myself. I've never been able to do them by myself. I don't even think I've been able to do 1. Chin-ups I was able to do 3 or 4 by myself right before I started doing cardio in January. When I was doing a more strength-based workout, I was able to work up to be able to do them, but then I lost that strength over the past several months. So I want to gain it back, and my goal is to be able to do at least 5 chin-ups unassisted and 3 pull-ups unassisted, but we will see how that goes. So right now I'm usually using resistance bands over like the assisted pull-up machine. I just like that better. I find it's more effective for me personally. Right now I've been using either the green or the purple band, or sometimes if my gym doesn't have both of those accessible, I will add, like there's usually thinner bands as well that you can use and combine them together to create your own like amount of resistance. I just try to make sure that the last two or three reps are really difficult for me. You'll probably see in the clips I usually struggle on that last one to get it all the way up. Same thing, 5 sets of 10, 1 minute rest. It kills you, trust me, if you're trying this workout, because it's so hard. Also, as I progress with this workout, I color coded it based on which ones I'm going to be able to do as a superset once I get comfortable and I start gaining more strength and I want to challenge myself even more. I already have a plan for probably in a month and a half. I'm going to start supersetting those exercises. So I'll do the first 2 that I mentioned together and then the second 2 that I mentioned together back to back. 5 sets, 10 reps, and I'll be doing it supersetted, which will make it even more difficult. I like to plan ahead. That's just me. I like to have lots of options and I like to have a plan in my head about what will happen once it gets easier for me rather than just winging it, because that's kind of what I did last time for my workout and that didn't work out for me. I started plateauing and not really seeing any gains. So here we are, we have a plan. Hopefully this works out. I'm pretty excited. Like, I'm just excited. I'm already feeling strong. I just feel really great right now. So I'm hoping that it continues on an uphill. So now I'll get into the core. So the core workout I do every single day, the exact same workout. I do not change it. There isn't a day 1 or a day 2. It's the same all the way through. So I'm probably gonna get sick of it, but I also have some things that I'll change as it gets easier. The first thing that I do is straight bar sit-ups. So you grab a bar. Right now I'm just using, I think it's a 15-pound bar that they have at my gym, and then you do a regular crunch, but you have the bar straight armed above your head up and then come back down. Make sure to tuck your pelvis, make sure your core is engaged the whole time. The biggest thing with core is making sure that it's engaged properly. So always tuck your pelvis. If your back isn't flat on the ground, you're not contracting your core properly. Always make sure you've tucked your pelvis, and by that I mean like rotate it. Like think about your hip bones and rounding them upwards like this, if that makes sense. Tucking your pelvis, moving it like this. What that does is it engages your core instead of using your back. If your back is arched, you're actually not even contracting your core at all. And that brings me to why I've wanted to focus on core so much, because with someone like me who has hyperlordosis and your back is arched, your core isn't engaged. So I'm trying to work on that so that my posture improves as well as my core strength, which helps with not injuring yourself. It helps with stability. It helps with literally everything. You cannot go wrong with trying to strengthen your core, let me tell you. So that's the first exercise. And then the second exercise is, Russian twists with the med ball. Right now I'm just using I think I was using a 12 or 20 pound. I forget which one I was using in the video. You'll see it in a second. We're doing 4 sets of 10. I couldn't do 5 rounds right now, it's too much. So for the core, we're doing 4 sets of 10 reps for the first 2 exercises. So that's the sit-ups and then the med ball twists. So that's 20 of them, because 10 per side, if that makes sense. So you do 20 of these. The next exercise is a V-sit. So then same thing, 4 sets, except this one we're doing 10 to 12 reps. I'm struggling to do 12 reps, so I'm thinking 10 for now, and then we'll work up to 12 and then work up to 15, such and such. V-sits are extremely difficult, so if they are too difficult for you, an alternative is in and outs, which I have over on my Instagram. I have several videos of in and outs, so I'll link a post down below that has that exercise in it, so you guys can go see if you want to try that one out. But same thing, make sure your core is fully engaged properly and you're not flailing about. Move with purpose is how I think about it. You're doing the exercise with purpose and really focusing on the muscle that you're working. And then the last exercise for abs is regular crunches. So I'm just doing regular crunches. Make sure my pelvis is tucked back flat on the ground. I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again because it's so important. And crunching up, focusing on contracting your abs if you're doing it properly, it should be difficult. So go nice and slow. You don't need to do them super fast and try and get them done super quick, because honestly you'll get more out of the exercise if you do it slow and controlled. So that is that. So that's the workout that I will be doing, the ab workout I'll be doing every single day. And then I have progressions that you guys will see later. When I improve, I will refilm this and show you guys the progressions of the workout, and I'll make a little series out of it. Well, let's do that. We'll make a little series out of this. I will update you guys. I will show you my progress. I will show you the bad, the good, what sucked, what doesn't, how I'm feeling, what I've changed, what I've improved on. We'll do all that. Let's make this a series. We're making this a series. Let's go. Okay. All right, so let's get into the second workout of my workout plan. The first exercise I am doing is a regular deadlift. These are a newer exercise for me. I don't normally do regular deadlifts. When I would do deadlifts, it would usually be sumo or straight leg. Regular ones, I just have a very hard time getting the form correct. So I am working really hard on making sure my form is correct. My boyfriend usually looks at my deadlifts when I do them. I usually bring him over and I'm like, hello, am I doing this right? Help me. Just because it's kind of hard to see, especially at the other gym I go to, there isn't a mirror where the deadlift platforms are, so I can't really tell fully if I'm even or if my hips are in the right spot and my legs and if I'm pulling properly. So yeah, anyways, deadlifts are a challenge for me, and that's why I put them in this workout, as well as they are an amazing compound lift. Put those in there, 5 sets, 10 reps, 1 minute rest. You know it by now. It's hard for me right now to do a 45 and a 10. That's extremely challenging, so I do that for my last 2 sets. And then the first 3 I do a 45-pound weight, and I'm hoping to be able to use 2 plates by the end of this, maybe even more, because I honestly kind of want my deadlift to be heavier than my squat, because it should be, but we'll see how that goes with time. So the next exercise is push-ups or flat bench press. So with this, I am going to alternate between push-ups and flat bench, just because I feel like it does very similar things. It's still chest workout. I feel like push-ups will be a bit more difficult for me, honestly, than flat bench press, but it will honestly depend on how I'm feeling, because if I'm feeling super dead, I'll just do flat bench, and if I'm feeling like I can do it, I will do push-ups. So same thing, 5 sets, 10 reps. The next exercise is Bulgarian split squats. I used to do these all the time, and I used to superset them with ballistic ones, so like jumping, not just regular jump, but like with a knee tuck. Those were disgusting. But right now I'm just using regular Bulgarian split squats, foot on a bench, and I like to hold the weight on either side of my leg. I like to have a dumbbell in each hand, because I find I can go heavier than if I was to hold it kind of like a goblet. That stresses my back more with that exercise, as well as I find I can just use more weight if I have 2 dumbbells rather than holding one like that. And I feel much more stable with 2 weights on either side of my legs. So I usually grab a 20 or a 25 in each hand, those, and then I do same thing, 5 sets, 10 reps per side. So do 10 on one leg and then 10 on the other, and then a 1 minute rest. And that is that exercise. The next exercise is chin ups. So yesterday I did pull-ups, today I would do chin ups. I've divided them separately because it would be too much to do them both on both days. So chin ups assisted, same thing as I said before, my goal is to be able to do them unassisted, at least 5 by the time I finish this workout program. Same thing, I use either a green band or a purple band, because I want to make sure that I'm able to utilize all 10 reps, full range of motion, and not be unable to complete my repetitions and sets. And then the last exercise is I superset with the chin-ups, and that is tricep dips. These are very hard for me right now because I haven't done them in a long time. Same thing, 5 sets of 10, except I'm supersetting it with the chin-ups. Just have your hands on a bench, and then you can either have your feet straight or have them bent. It's easier if they're bent, but I like to have mine straight because it makes it a bit more challenging. And then dip all the way down to 90 and then pull back up. And then same thing, same ab workout I already explained. I do that after my workout, and I'm not doing any cardio in this workout at all. I don't think it's necessary because of the fact that my goals are to gain muscle and strength, and that will just tire me out and fatigue my muscles. So we're not doing cardio anymore, and I'm honestly kind of happy about it. I did really like doing cardio, especially because it gave me time to catch up on YouTube and I just watch videos, and it went by super fast. It's just nice to be in and out of the gym as quick as I am lately because my workout is so much shorter. I'm not complaining. I really like getting in there, getting it done and leaving, and it's awesome. It's great. Okay, so now I'll get into creatine, what it is, why I use it, such and such, how I use it, all of these questions. I asked you guys on my Instagram. I gave a little answer thing, and I'll pull up all those questions and I'll answer them as well. I'm not going to answer all of them because I did get quite a few questions, but a lot of the commonly asked ones I will be answering in this video. I'm just going to dive into what creatine is first before we start. So creatine is a supplement that is taken to increase muscle mass and improve performance. Athletes take it, it is fine. Like Olympians take it, like it's not a banned substance. It is actually naturally occurring in the body. It is found in food, as well as a lot of people take it who have neurological conditions where your creatine stores are actually low. You supplement it to bring it back to normal. If you have a creatine deficiency, same thing. It's not just used for athletes, it's used for other things as well. It is actually one of the most researched supplements besides protein, and the most recognized as being safe. I know there's a lot of supplements out there that aren't safe, but this is not one of them. This is completely fine to take. There's nothing bad. It's not a steroid. It's totally completely fine to be taking it. So right now I am a week into taking creatine, and what I do when I take it is I do a loading phase is what it's called. So you take between 15 and 20 grams of creatine a day for a week straight, and then after that you take 5 grams a day for a total of like 8-ish weeks, and then you go off it again and you stay on the same workout. So the key with taking creatine is you need to be training consistently, and you need to be taking the creatine consistently, and your workout should be strength based. So it should be focused on gaining muscle and gaining muscle strength. That's when you're going to see the most results with creatine. So that is why I changed my workout to a strength based program at the same time as I started creatine on the same day, just because it maximizes your results with the supplement. So I have taken creatine before. I took it back about a year and a bit ago, and I did actually see results with it. Side effects, I saw there were some questions about that on my Instagram when I asked you guys what questions you want answered. There was definitely at least 5 of you that asked, is there side effects? What does it do? So there aren't really any side effects besides it does make you retain water. So what that means is it makes you look bloated, it makes you look a little puffy, but that's because of the fact that the supplement makes you retain water. It stresses your kidneys a bit more. So you should actually increase your water intake when you're on creatine. You will feel thirstier. I definitely have noticed that. Like normally I have these huge water bottles that are just over 2 liters, and I usually have at least 2 of them a day, and now I'm having at least 3 like comfortably because I'm thirsty all the time. And I swear it's because of the creatine, because I remember last time I was on creatine it was the same thing. It does make you a bit more thirsty. So what creatine does is it stores in your muscles, and skeletal muscle will only hold a certain amount of creatine. So I know a lot of people do take it year round, and honestly in my opinion it's not necessary to take it year round. You're just stressing your kidneys. So that's why it's best to do it on a time period, as well as you need to be doing a workout that is consistent. And I've said that already, but I'm gonna say it again. Consistency is key with gaining muscle as well as being on the supplement. You can't be doing a bunch of random things. You're not really gonna see as good results as you could be if you were doing a consistent workout and going to the gym consistently. Like if you were just going to the gym once, maybe twice a week, you're not gonna really see that much results, if any, if that makes sense. So I'm not trying to hate on anyone who takes creatine every day and has been taking it every day for 3 years straight. I'm just saying why I choose to do it the way that I do it. Okay, so I brought up the questions that you guys had on my Instagram. First question that got asked a lot I already kind of just answered is most people consume creatine every day when lifting. Why have you just decided to incorporate it? So it's kind of tied into what I just said about the fact that your skeletal muscle can only hold a certain amount of creatine. That's why I am doing it the way that I'm doing it, is because scientifically that's the way it should be used, if that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with taking it all the time, it's just it's not necessary, like, and you're not necessarily gonna see any results after a certain amount of time. So yeah, that hopefully that answers that question. So next question, are there any side effects? I answered that because I remember seeing a bunch of those, so that was already answered. Oh, if you experience the creatine bloat when first cycling, does it usually go away? So when you're on creatine, you will honestly be bloated the whole time you're on the supplement, as well as for a little bit after. So you're still gonna be a little bit bloated, water retention, even after you stop taking the supplement, because it does stay in your muscles and your tissue after you stop taking it because of the way that your body processes it. So that being said, the creatine bloat does stay the entire time you are on creatine. It is just how it is. It's annoying and it sucks, but it's a small sacrifice to look how you want. Like, that's how I think about it. Like, I wouldn't recommend being on creatine if you have body image issues. It's like, I used to be like that, and there is no way in hell I would have taken creatine, because it would have just messed up with my head and it would have just been catastrophic. So I am in a healthy place right now with how I see myself, and I am able to be okay with looking bloated and puffy and not feel really bad about myself. Like, obviously some days it's just natural to feel bad about how you look or start criticizing yourself, but definitely try not to be too hard on yourself. This doesn't just go for people that are on creatine, this just goes in general. I talk about this all the time on my Instagram. Make sure that you're telling yourself positive things instead of negative things, and really try to be your best advocate instead of your worst critic. And that is a huge part in doing something like creatine or a bulk. As people, I don't do a bulking or cutting phase, but a lot of people do, and that's why it's so difficult for a lot of people to do bulking, is because you're gonna gain weight and you're gonna look bigger, and especially with a true bulk, you're gonna be putting on fat, and that can be very messy with your brain, especially if you have body image issues already. Which actually ties me into another question that I just saw. So someone asked, do you do a bulking and a cutting phase, or do you just kind of wing it? Well, I don't wing it like, I don't just like, oh yeah, like, we'll see if it works. Like, I do have a structured workout plan. I do make sure I know that I am eating enough calories, if that makes sense, without tracking. I don't track macros, so I'm not gonna say that I'm doing a bulk versus a cut, because I personally feel like if you're doing a true bulk or cut, you have to track your macros, you have to be eating in a surplus or a deficit, and you have to know exactly how much what you're putting into your body. I struggled with an eating disorder for years, and I've been fine for a long time, but I still have issues with food. It's not bad at all anymore, but I just know that if I started tracking, it would start getting in my head, and I'm not fully 100% in a healthy space to be able to do that. So how I find my way around that is I just added in a really high calorie protein shake in the morning, and if I feel it necessary in the evening, in addition, that is the key word, in addition to my regular meals. So on an average day, I probably eat just under my maintenance calories for the amount of activity I do, blah 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 blah. I don't know exactly if that's correct because I don't track macros, but if I had to guess, I would assume. So by adding in the extra calorie shake, it puts me into a surplus. And I know that I'm in a surplus because I can feel the difference. And I know that because I eat regular meals, I eat 3 meals a day always, and I usually have snacks. So there's no way that I'm not eating enough, and my portions are normal. Like, you just have to know, after a long time, you just know how much eyeballing what is good and what's not, what's too much, what's too little. That's just how it works for me. I know a lot of people can't do that, so that's why they track, and that's totally fine. I just personally don't. So that's why I added in the high calorie shake. And I'll put it in the description below. I'll put the ingredients of the shake. I have the recipe over on my Instagram if you want to check it out. It doesn't taste the best, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just taking it to get extra calories in. End of story. And they're nutrient dense calories. They're not like processed food fats. Like that's why I wanted to add in a shake, because it's good quality calories, if that makes sense. So that is the long-winded question as to why I don't do a bulking and a cutting, like a true bulk and a cut. When I cut, I just increase cardio. I don't change how I eat. And then when I'm bulking, I add in protein and really high calorie shake, and I don't do cardio, and I change my workout to a strength-based program. That's just how I personally do it, because that's what's healthy for my brain and my body and how I feel about that stuff. So hopefully that answers that question. And then I'll just answer one more. Okay, so the last question is, can you take creatine while cutting? Honestly, I don't think it's a good idea, just because you're not going to get the full benefits of the supplement if you're taking it when you're cutting. It's meant to be used to gain muscle mass and muscle strength. So if you're cutting, you're in a deficit and you're doing extra cardio to lose fat, and if you're doing that, you're not gonna get results, if any, if you're taking creatine. And you'll also feel bloated, you'll look puffy, you'll be retaining water, so you honestly won't even see the results of the work that you're putting in to your cut. That's just my opinion on it, but I would take it if you're doing a bulk or if you're trying to gain muscle, and you're taking all the correct approaches to do so. If you guys have any other questions about creatine or this workout or anything, feel free to obviously drop a comment down below, or you can message me on Instagram. I would love to help out. I'm always open. I'm always there if you need any advice or input, or you have a question. Definitely let me know and I can do my best to help you out. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be doing a little bit of a series with my new workout and how it's going and everything, so stay tuned for the next episode of this series. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.